Hey, welcome back to Mark's Family Cooking. We're baking today. What I want you to do is take 2 seconds. Think of a traditional cake from wherever you come from, whether that is England, Wales, the US, Turkey. Think of a cake, put it in the description below. Now, when I think of a classic traditional cake, I think of this. To me, this is the British cake, a Victoria sponge. Really easy to make. This is an all-in-one method. Put all your ingredients into a mixer and mix it up. Pop it in the oven and that's it. It's done. Stay tuned because at the end of the video I'm going to share a link to another traditional Welsh bread or cake that I made called Barrabrith. So make sure you keep watching to see the link to look at another traditional British and Welsh cake. I hope you like the video. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. This is how you make a traditional British easy Victoria sponge. First things first, get your oven on, heat it up to 165 degrees centigrade in a fan oven. If it's not a fan oven, you want it at about 180. You want 2 sandwich tins, 20 centimeters, at least 5 centimeters in depth. What you need to do is line them. So I'm using the marge that I'm cooking. Just rub a bit of marge around the base, grease it up. Just use your fingers. Don't be afraid to get your hands messy. Just like that. And then line the bottom with some baking parchment. I've already pre-cut mine. My tins are ready to be filled with the cake mixture, which we'll now crack on with. This is how easy it is. Got my mixer. I need to sift in 225 grams of self-raising flour, 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. Now sift that into your bowl. It's one of the things about self-raising flour, it's really fine, so it does tend to get everywhere. And then add in my caster sugar, 225 grams of caster sugar. Next thing is my margarine, 225 grams of margarine. And now 4 eggs. Just crack them straight in. 1. If you can, use free range organic eggs. The chickens are better looked after. They've got room to roam. And you can tell the difference. The yolks are a beautiful golden colour. You can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract if you wish. I'm not going to. It's now time to get mixing. That's been mixing for a couple of minutes, and what you want is a drop-in consistency. So as I open up my mixer, you'll see that the cake mixture is dropping off the blade. So that is done. Now time to divide it between my 2 sandwich tins. You could be exact when it comes to dividing it by measuring out exactly what you get in there, but to be fair, I'm just going to do it by eye. I think I've got pretty good judgment. So just divide the mixture between the tins, making sure you scrape round with the spatula. Time to put them in the oven on the middle shelf for 20 to 30 minutes, or as Sue Fellows, the person who gave me this recipe, said, until you can smell cake. One thing left to do, clean the bowl. Childhood right there. While my cake's cooking in the oven, it's time to have a cup of tea. One of the great things about cooking and baking is where we get our recipes from. Handed down by mums, by grandmums, by generations. This wasn't handed down to me by grandmum or my mum. It was handed down to me by somebody who I like to call the Queen of Cakes. A lady I used to work with called Sue Fellows. Printed out at work on an email. 27th of April 2014. This is such an easy recipe. Sue gave it to me because I asked her how she made her cakes so nice. The station I used to work out of, she was the queen. Sue used to spend hours baking before she came to work to bring in cakes for the shifts that were working, and her sponge cake was the best. Within an hour it was gone. So this is a tribute to my ex-colleague, my friend, Sue Fellows. Thanks for the recipe. Cheers. Finish my brew and then wait for the cakes to be done. Cake smell of cake. Let's have a check on them. Perfect. As you can see, they're starting to pull away from the edge. I reckon they're done. Let's get them both out. Right, let's turn these out. I'm hoping they are going to come out no problem. Pan's still a little bit hot. There we go. What I like to do is leave one upside down. Obviously you need to remove the paper. And then with the other one, let's get it out. There we go. Had me worried there. Keep this one the other way up, so you get a nice dome finish when you do your cake. Just going to leave those to completely cool before putting my jam on. Time to get the cake finished. So the upside down piece, I'm going to put on the bottom. What I have here, if I can open it, there we go, is just some raspberry jam. Put a big splodge of raspberry jam on and spread it over. I'm not adding cream or buttercream to this. I think it's a bit of a luxury, and to me, it doesn't need it. But it's a matter of choice. That's why I've put on loads of jam. So spread your jam on. Make sure you go right to the edges. Nice layer of jam, doesn't matter if it's oozing down the side. Pop the other half on. And then to make it look that little bit nicer, just sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar. Doesn't need much. And there you have your Victoria sponge. The proof is in the eating. I'm hoping this is going to be beautifully fluffy and moist. There we go. We know it looks good. It tastes so good. I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to dive into my cake. Thanks for watching. See you again.